What's good, everybody? This is HL in the AM on Oak 93.5 WRLY Raleigh. As you can see, I got the homie in the lab with me. Say what's up, Ash.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you doing, man? How was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. It was cool.
What did you do?
Just kind of chilled. I went to like a little weekend kickback or whatever with some friends, and when I went to see my nephews off trick-or-treating, and then I went to a little party last night myself. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was good. It was a nice
sounds very boring.
It was yeah.
Sounds super boring. You know who didn't have a boring weekend?
Oh boy, who?
Me.
What'd you do?
I read that all right, so I'm a big fan of the movie Paid in Full, right? And the dude that Cameron played, so in the movie, what did he say his name was? He was some Puerto Rican dude. But in the real life, his character was Alpo Martinez. Okay. Right? He was shot and killed Sunday morning at 3:20 a.m. Yeah.
He didn't have a good weekend.
No, he didn't. The shooting took place early Sunday in a drive-by fashion. Like, they ran up on homeboy, hit him in the chest like multiple times. Shots coming from the whole vehicle, like front seat, back seat. Dude was over the side of it. Wow. They sprayed him down like Denzel Washington in Training Day at the end.
Yeah, they meant to do that.
Yeah. They hit him. But that's the thing. You can't walk around acting like people ain't see Paid in Full. And what he did, please tell me you seen Paid in Full.
I mean, I've seen it like 20 years ago.
He killed Mitch, man. He killed Mitch.
Do they know that these are characters though?
No, but he killed Mitch. All right, so Cameron played him. Mm-hmm. The true story is Alpo killed Mitch. Mm-hmm. So it's not even a character. They didn't shoot Cameron. They shot him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and the thing is, it's like
okay, gotcha.
Right. Okay, so Cameron. I'm trying to think of his name, man. It's like you said who? Rico. Yeah, that's it. Cameron played Rico. Mm-hmm. Rico was a dramatized version of Alpo. Okay. Rico killed Mitch at the end of Paid in Full, right? And then robbed him basically, just so he can get the keys so he can sell them himself, right?
Right.
Well, that was true. It just wasn't those names. It wasn't Rico and Mitch. It was Alpo and Rich Porter. Okay. Was his real name that got killed.
So it was based on a true story.
Yeah, it was based on a true story. And the dude that it was based on, he got to live for a long time. Because I was like, why ain't nobody killed? We be killing each other left and right for stupid stuff. And y'all tell me when it's time to really be gangster and kill somebody. It took y'all 21 years. Because the movie came out in like 01, 02, something like that. 2002, right? Mm-hmm. So that movie came out in 2002. It is 2000. It took 19 years for y'all to give this rat what he deserved. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think they just weren't thinking about it? I mean,
you let like you will shoot. Most cats be shooting cats for smashing their baby mama. They ain't even with immediately. But now all of a sudden they can't give this rat bastard the 7-8 shots that he should have got back in the day. I don't know. I really think someone like watched Netflix was like, I know that nigga.
Like, we need to go ahead and handle it.
What? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably like Mitch's great grandson or like his little brother. Yeah. Because his little brother got kidnapped and he was killed because homeboy robbed Mitch. And the money never showed up.
So this could be the final retaliation.
Right. You never know. This could have been Rich's cousin or somebody, man. Like, yo, man. Like, he probably couldn't sleep that night. Like, man, you know what? Like, I'm about to ride on this nigga, man.
I'm about to handle this. And then he brought friends along to make sure that he got the job done.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whoever was in that car with him, that was ride or die, But I got some jams. We're going to talk about that later and some more stuff. But keep it locked because I've been watching Django. So, yeah. Some of these soundtrack songs I got to play for y'all this morning. Y'all keep it locked. Turn them radios up. And sad news, man. Some people didn't get away over the weekend. I don't know if you saw this, Ash, but a man dressed up as the Joker stabbed 17 people on the Tokyo train and then sets the train on fire.
Oh, my God.
Yes. 3 of them were seriously stabbed. My question is, this happened in Tokyo, right? The attacker, a 24-year-old man, was wearing like the Joker's trademark bright outfit from the movie, the green shirt, blue shirt, purple coat. When he boarded the Kyo train near Kokuro Station, right? Since the attack happened, as many would celebrate Halloween events, it did not initially arouse much suspicion, right? However, according to NHK, Japan's public news agency, the suspect began stabbing passengers before pouring a liquid resembling oil from a plastic bottle onto the seats and then lighting them on fire. There's even video footage from the subway station showing passengers scrambling to escape. Many were helped out through the subway car windows, and witness says because the car doors were not open, they couldn't even get the doors open.
Oh my God.
So according to the Tokyo Fire Department, 17 passengers were injured. 3 were seriously stabbed. It had serious stab wounds. Not all the injuries were from the stabbings, although they did not provide further details.
They're probably like getting trampled.
Right, and then the suspect, he was immediately arrested and is currently being investigated on the suspicion of attempted murder. Now the suspect, according to ABC Japanese media, the suspect told the police that he wanted to kill and get the death penalty, and that he used an earlier train stabbing case as an example. This is the second knife attack on a Tokyo train in 2 months. During the Olympics, a 36-year-old man stabbed 10 passengers on another Tokyo commuter train, later telling police he wanted to attack women who looked happy. This is at least the second. Wafik must have been.
Wait, right?
Wafik must have went to the Olympics. That's what I'm thinking, right? But this is at least the second. Excuse me. I ain't got that COVID. I just had to sneeze. But this is at least the second major act of violence involving someone dressed as the Joker. In 2012, James Holmes dressed as the Joker and shot and killed 12 people and wounded 70 in a Century 16 movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, during a midnight screening of The Joker.
Right, I remember that.
It wasn't The Joker. It was a midnight screening of Batman. It was Batman. Yeah, not the Joker. It wasn't the movie The Joker. This was a misprint, but it was the movie that Heath Ledger played the Joker in, which was Dark Knight Returns or something like that. Yeah. But yo, my thing is, how do you stab? Like, what was the other 16 doing while he was stabbing the first one? Because to me, I think stabbing should be a one-person crime at best.
Like you have time.
You do not, how do you get time? Like if I see you stabbing somebody, guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to get a chance to stab me.
Right, like I'm running.
Yeah.
Well, I think, I remember with the shooting in Colorado, they said that people thought it was part of the...
Right, now the shooting is different. You know, you can spray, and he had an automatic weapon.
Yeah, but
stabbing, that means you have to use your hand, and it's manual labor.
Yeah.
You ain't reaching 17, like Joe said, you ain't getting 17 of us in America.
Yeah,
that's definitely some Tokyo stuff, man.
Well, you also think about, they were on a tight train. Like, have you seen...
Listen, if we was on a tight train and you started stabbing, the only way you're going to stab 17 is the 16 was trying to hold you down, and you got a knife, you got the attack off on them. Because, in America, man, we ain't playing that. We going to beat your ass.
Yeah, somebody's gonna stop you.
Yeah, and if no one stops you, you're not gonna get to them. We'll be busting through the next cart. You can go to next carts and stuff. Yeah, like you coming at me with a knife, I'm sorry, man, you better be big. If you coming at me with a knife, you better be bigger than me.
Yeah, I'm also curious about how that happened, because like you said, what happened to the other 16 people?
They were watching or something, man. Yo, look, as soon as I saw a blade come out, you look like you about to wield it. Yo, I'm jabbing you at least. It's that's the thing. I might not run because I don't have a flight or fight. I have just a pure fight, which basically means if I get scared, I'm gonna swing until the threat is eliminated.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious too. Like nobody tackled the person, or nobody tried to stop him.
Nah, they just each got stabbed. I'm next. Was it Squid Games? Right. Yo, red light, green light out this man one. That right there. I mean, I'm not a victim blamer. No. I do not blame victims.
Of course.
But he stabbed 17 this time. There was another attack where they stabbed 10.
Yeah. How
are you getting the jump on? I want to know. Was he a ninja?
I'm just curious to see. Maybe people didn't realize what was happening.
I'm gonna take ninjutsu as
ninjutsu.
I think ninja. I think he was a ninja.
He was a ninja.
He was a ninja, And because he was in Tokyo, Japan. I'm not trying to say that everybody in Japan are ninjas, but I'm just saying there are ninjas in Japan.
He's a silent ninja, so he just was, ninjas.
He wore but he had a Joker outfit on instead of a ninja suit. That's the only difference. But only a ninja could stab 17 people.
He's a ninja in disguise.
Yeah, he was a ninja in disguise, like he was a ninja celebrating Halloween.
Right.
And that's what ninjas do, they stab people. So we're going to just say, for sake of understanding, that this 24-year-old man was a fully trained ninja.
Okay.
And he stabbed 17 people because he was a ninja, and that's what ninjas do best.
Skills to,
yeah.
Okay. That's, you know what? Yes, that's what happened.
That's what happened. That has to be the only logical explanation. Yeah. Homeboy had to be a ninja. I wonder if anyone got hit with a throwing star.
I literally was thinking, I'm like, if he did it that way, that makes sense, where he just threw out a bunch of throwing stars and then 17 people got hit. But if he just was knifed 17 people, like, they just, I don't know. But I got flight, so I run.
See, I don't have flight because I know I don't have a whole lot of stamina to run too long. Like for example, I can run flat out for about a mile, maybe half a mile to a mile, then I'm done. I'm gassed. I'm not running no more.
Like,
so and then on top of that, I'm not gonna have any energy to fight. So what my body just compensates that way, so I don't even get that whole tick to run. I get that whole tick to brace for impact and start throwing these hands. I'm like, try Jesus, don't me, because I throw hands. And that's what would have happened. Like, I might have got cut in the arm or something. My homeboy would have caught, like he would have had a swole eye. His eye would have been swole shut, because I would have definitely clocked him one good time in that eye.
Well, see,
ninja or not.
That's a battle wound right there. Like,
yeah, I'll take my battle wound, because it's going to hurt. Yeah, you got, but at the same time, death hurts more.
It does. I
ain't trying to die. Well, I mean, not by that way. Like, I wouldn't mind dying, in bed with, like, a big booty stripper or something, but...
Is that how you want to go out?
Man, I've been thinking about it. I don't, because, like, let's say I die smashing, right? So then, like, I immediately go up to the next round, and now I'm, like, butt-ass naked with a condom on. Like, I don't
want... go exactly how you are.
Yeah, I don't want that either. Like, I don't want, like, that. I don't want my grandma and my mama to see me pop up, and I'm just sitting there naked with a rubber on.
That's like that. Henry, what you doing here?
What were you doing down there? And then there's no guarantee I get to heaven. Like, I might die fornicating, and if I die fornicating, that's a sin, and it's a whole ordeal. I think.
But even, I mean, you said you're in the bed butt naked with a big booty stripper. I mean, you may not necessarily. You might just might be the afterglow. So it was over. So technically.
Nah, I can't.
No. Okay. All right. I was trying to help you out.
Yeah. Joseph, he got the word on the news that HL was on that train. The first question I would ask is, what number was he? I'd be number 1, because I definitely wouldn't be number 14. I'll tell you that much. Like, let me tell you something. There is no way in hell, unless I was in a wheelchair or like in one of those like stretchers and they was transporting me to a hospital or something, that you were gonna get you were gonna get 10. Like, I don't think you would get 5 cats. I couldn't have been 6 or more. I know I wouldn't be 6 or more. Like let's say you got the drop on one, I didn't see that one. Then you got another one, and then you got me 3rd. That'd have been the best bet, because as soon as I saw the commotion, I'm breaking arms for something.
I'm trying to understand his motivation.
His motivation, he wanted to get the death penalty, so he wanted to do as much damage as he possibly could and get the death penalty.
So he couldn't, I mean, like, there's not a better way to do that?
I mean, I don't think logic is his strong suit.
True. That's good. That's a good point. I guess I can't think of...
You can't think logically with ninjas.
No.
Because ninjas are crazy.
Ninjas?
But, y'all keep it locked. We got some more stuff to talk about. Y'all keep it locked, because I got some more John Legend from Django. You know what's going on all day. Were you singing along over there, Ashley?
Yeah.
That's your joint.
Yeah, I like that song.
You like that song?
Yeah, I do.
Yo, you know what, bruh? I don't know if you heard about this, because you have nephews, right?
I have nephews.
They live out in this area?
They live about an hour from here. Greensboro.
Greensboro, okay. Because, like, Wake County school bus drivers said, F this.
They did. They
and
did.
yo, like dozens.
Yeah.
Dozens. Like that's multiples of 12.
Yeah.
They dozens of school bus drivers in Wake County participated in a mass sick-out protest.
Yeah.
To protest working conditions and better pay. A district spokesperson said a third of 600, what's that, 200? 200 school buses did not operate Friday morning, and they say that it should continue today. Yep. So be prepared to take your kids to school. I love how people are showing, like, we have value, yo.
Yeah.
They're saying we have value. And I ain't gonna lie, school bus drivers don't make a lot of money. I mean, they don't do a lot of work either. They drive, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening?
I mean,
but
time-wise, but you think about what they're...
Your most valuable cargo is on a school bus.
Yeah.
They ensure that your kids get to school and back safely. And they should, it should at least be a decent enough wage for them to justify the severity of what they have to do every day.
Right.
Because let's say one day your kid just doesn't show up at home. Whose responsibility is that?
The first thing they're going to do is check with the bus.
And how you going to get mad at somebody who's only making $10 an hour?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think they understand their responsibility. I don't think they, take it lightly, but also... pay me,
pay me what I'm worth. Is what I'm saying.
And I think that's where a lot of businesses and organizations are struggling a little bit. Like the ones that really deserve.
And I ain't gonna lie, me personally, I'm happy that the school, because that's 200 less school buses holding me up in the morning.
That's true. It's a lot easier to get here.
It was a lot easier to get here this morning. I was like, wait a second, I ain't got to stop every 3 minutes.
Yeah. That's
So like, I ain't got kids, so like, the school buses, they could all just quit at the same time. It's not going to affect me.
Right.
It's not going to hurt me at all.
It's not.
But like, at the same time, if you gonna have like it's to the point where there's a shift coming. Like you saw with the fast food restaurants. Like now, Bojangles is hiring starting off at $15 an hour because people ain't trying to go work in. Nobody's trying to work 40, 50 hours a week and come home with $600.
Right. Like it's a lot. Look, people, they say that we have the ability to do it, and we choose not to pay people.
Right. And that's the biggest problem, that we can't. Think about it like this. If you work for Amazon, right? You work for Amazon and you have the low wages, you know what I'm saying? And you can't take bathroom breaks and you ain't get no benefits and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the owner of the company you work for has enough money to buy a freaking rocket.
And go to space, yeah. Yeah.
And went to space twice.
Yeah. And took his friends.
Took William Shatner old ass to space. Meanwhile, you can't get diabetes medicine. You can't get insulin.
Right.
You can't go get your teeth fixed. You can't get glasses that you need to be able to see, even though you work for this company. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos is up there and looking at stars and stuff,
like in front of his face.
You know what I mean? And then had nothing to put, so you see it.
Yeah.
Like and then the same thing. And I'm not trying to compare, but school buses, man, like school bus drivers, there's sometimes the cafeteria ladies too. Because I know when I was in school, our school bus drivers were also the cafeteria ladies.
Yeah, that same here.
Right. So that means, and then they already, I think they're protesting the fact that like they don't have pizza no more. Did you hear about that?
They don't have pizza
There's
anymore.
a pizza shortage. Because everybody's not working, so now the people who make the pizzas, the school rectangle pizzas
pizza?
with the little itty bitty pepperonis on it.
Oh yeah, I'd protest too.
I'd
protest.
The out of pizza.
That's unacceptable.
And they ain't getting paid.
Yeah.
And they gotta deal with these little brats on pizza day when they gotta give them a peanut butter sandwich.
There's also a imbalance in focus on the education system anyway, just as a whole. Like I still don't understand why there's even an argument about pouring money into the education system. Like that's where everything starts.
Well, let me ask you a question, right? The wealthy are designed, and they have one agenda in hand, that's to preserve their own wealth, right?
Of course.
So if we properly educate kids of all backgrounds, because you can't just do the rich schools, you have to do all schools in the area, the poor schools and the rich schools. That allows poor people to have an opportunity to come at your wealth. So what they want to do is keep schools terrible. Like for me, I remember, well, I ain't gonna say I remember, but I think integration was BS. Like I still hate the fact that we integrated, because think about it like this. I was watching Dr. Umar Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. And you gotta take him by spoonfuls, because sometimes he goes off. He goes, yeah. But at the same time, he made one valid point. The gas mask was invented before we could sit next to white kids. The traffic light was invented before black kids could sit next to white kids. The filament for the light bulb was invented before black people were even free.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He says that 90% of the best inventions that actually contributed to American society that was invented by black people, the refrigerated truck, another example, were all invented before white kids and black kids went to school together. The main reason, one of the main reasons for integration was because black knowledge, a smart, capable thinking black person was considered a national security risk. So what's the best way? What's the absolute best way to shut that down? Is to integrate the schools and dumb down the black people.
I understand that.
Like, we were doing so much better on our own. Like as far as our abilities, we were sending kids to college at 13 and 14 before integration. Now we're barely sending kids to college at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's one thing that so with me, I'm not a fan of integration. Not a fan. I always thought, like, instead of us, trying to stand in lines and picket to eat green bean casserole, we should have just been standing in line just like, hey, yo, leave us alone type, Yeah. But that's just my own personal opinion.
No, I mean, that's a good opinion. Like, I never thought about it, so I'm not sure. But, I mean, I understand your perspective on that. And, I mean, if we they saw the power behind what we were doing, and it made them a little bit nervous.
Exactly. And I'm just saying, this the Wake County, pay the bus drivers, yo.
Pay the bus drivers.
It says
pay your teachers, pay your bus drivers.
All right, so like for example, they said it's stressful, like it's beyond show. One driver told WRAL News, you have some drivers out here on food stamps and housing assistance. He said, like, they wake up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to get your kids to school. They're there to get them back, home safely. And in the meantime, they don't know where their next meal is coming from. It's one thing to go to, like, if I have to go to work every day, and I'm actually going to work, I'm doing my job, I should not have to worry about the basic necessities of life, period.
I agree.
I don't care if it's McDonald's. I don't care if it's CEO of Walmart. I don't care if it's being a bus driver at a public school. You should be paying me enough money to the point where I can eat okay, I have adequate shelter, transportation, and health insurance.
So what about, like, people who might argue against that just because they say, well, those types of jobs aren't meant to be life-sustaining jobs. Those are supposed to be, temporary jobs, or jobs that you do for supplemental income.
Well, if those are jobs for supplemental income, I can see that, right? And the thing is, but at the same time, you still have to pay me enough. And even if it is supplement, what are you really supplementing with the like how much is that income supplementing you based off of how much responsibility you have?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, if supplemental income and I'm still making $8 an hour, like, that's, and the one thing that comes to my mind, I do you'll see that, like, it's a chart that floats around the internet, but it talks about how the minimum wage has been the same for 10-15 years.
Yeah.
And I know that everything
increases. Gas right now costs more than milk.
Yeah, gas is $75 a gallon.
Yeah, gas costs more than sperm. Did you know that? You know that you sell your sperm for $1.40 a gallon?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, gas is more than sperm right now. The life milk.
Who has a gallon of sperm?
Hey, don't ask questions you're not ready to hear the answers to, Ashley.
That's a lot of work.
That's not a lot of work. That's just one good Saturday night.
Jesus.
That's all that is. But nah, the thing is, and I mean, I totally understand the argument that, you know, you're not supposed to be able to sustain your life being a bus driver. But why not? Why aren't you not supposed to be able to? Because when you think about it, you're working 4 hours in the morning. You're working 8 hours. 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon. It's like a split shift. Why aren't you? Why shouldn't you be able to sustain your lifestyle being a school bus driver?
I agree.
There was a time where school bus drivers was a sustainable income.
Yeah, like it used to be, like people were bus drivers for 40 years.
Yeah,
and that was
and they took their pride in getting the kids to school.
Yeah,
because like I said, you have to be a good driver to drive a school bus. Yeah. You got roads where you got to make shallow turns. I mean, I remember, man, Miss Nancy used to knock over at least one mailbox a day. Our bus driver. I mean, she was a good driver, but at the same time, it is very difficult. Then you have really harsh weather conditions sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Like we grew up in Michigan, like the snow. They had to drive through the snow and
you got these brats.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the brats. Like, I'm gonna tell you how bad I was as a student. I stood up one time and said, "Miss Nancy, where's Haynes?" and had the whole bus laughing at her. I got kicked off the bus for a week. You know, and I deserved every day of not being able to ride that bus. But at the same time, these kids are crap. I know. I was one of these little snots.
Yeah, they don't make it easy, and that's. I mean, it's a different structure, different parenting structure, different. Like everything's different than back in our day. I was never a bus rider. I always lived too close to school to ride the bus. But I mean, like I would always hear stories about people like you on the bus, but the same kind of respect that we had. Like I remember this. She was the bus driver. She was they called them the noon aides. So she would monitor recess. She'd be in the cafeteria. She was at football games. Like she was invested in us. Like
it takes a community. Yeah,
it's more than just driving the bus. Like
exactly.
These people are invested.
What about field trips? They drive the field trips. They drive to away games.
Exactly.
They drive the band.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Everybody takes advantage of the skills that they contribute. And I'm like this. I'm for it. Not just because like I said they're off the roads, but I'm for it because I think everybody demands to have the respect of being able to work a job and be able to provide for themselves and their family.
Yeah. I think it's disheartening to see, like I said, I was looking up the minimum wage. It's disheartening to see that it's $7-8.
Minimum wage is the same. My rent has went up every year since minimum wage been basically the same for 15 years, right? Yeah. Every year my rent goes up. Every single year. But my salary stays the same.
Yeah. No,
eventually it comes to a head.
When I was in so minimum wage right now is $7.25. When I was in college a long time ago, I used to work at Walmart. Or I'm sorry, can I name drop? I used to work at Walmart, and I think I made $7.65. So if that tells you 20 years ago, I was making $7.65. It shouldn't be the same 20 years later.
No, it shouldn't.
Like that's not
especially when everything else is more expensive. How come everything is more expensive except for your labor, your time?
Labor. Yeah.
Because basically all we do in America is we sell our time. Mm-hmm. We give a company our time to do what they want us to do in that time frame. And time is the most precious asset we have, and we're selling it. So y'all think about that for a little while. I got some more jams for y'all. Y'all keep it locked. Turn them radios up. Yo, thank you, Mr. White Man. Appreciate that. Yo, so I got to give some shout outs, man. So many people tuned in right here in the chat. Man, shout out to Kofi. Shout out to the boy Tehran. Man, we hung out Saturday, had a great show in Goldsboro. Shout out to Quana. Was that Quana?
Yeah.
Mac Mama, the News Tech, Ashley. I'm not sure, Murakami Yumi. I'm not sure how you say that. Please forgive me. Joe from Fayetteville. Tune in every day. Also, DJ 78. Appreciate you, brother. Respect you. Who else is there? Aisha's in here? Mm-hmm. Yep, I see you. Aisha. What's up, Ashley? Well, that's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Ashley. So you never told me good morning. You just walked in late.
I did. Listen.
So I was reading more into this school bus strike, right?
Uh-huh.
like, so they also have safety assistants, right? And the safety assistants help like children with special needs.
Yeah, my dad used to just substitute do that.
Right. Well, they said about 15 out of 150 safety assistants showed up to work.
Wow.
Right. And without safety assistance, drivers are not allowed to transport children with special needs.
Wow.
And the safety assistant says she's worked for the district for 7 years. Guess how much she's making?
$10.
$13.79 an hour.
Wow. Is that like her full-time job, or like I guess.
Well, yeah, it's a full-time job because they also do it in the school. The safety assistants once the buses. But this is the thing. She said that I make more than some of the people who've been here for 12 and 13 years. That's crazy. You can go a lot of places and make more than $15 an hour. Like $15 an hour should be the new minimum wage.
Yeah, I mean that's
but
the
problem is that you have unrestricted like apartment, like what is it, rent. So apartment owners can charge as much as they want to. Now you have Section 8 housing and other housing assistance programs that can help offset those costs. But at the main point, let's say we raise the minimum wage up to $15 an hour. Who's not going to say that apartment companies are not going to raise their rent up to $1,500 from $1,000?
Because they know people can afford it on paper.
Right, on paper.
Yeah.
But when you factor in food and gas and all sorts of different, the small luxuries in life, like HBO Max.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like for example, I don't think the baseline should just be, oh, you have shelter and food and clothing. I mean, you got to be able to enjoy the life. You don't want to just, oh, I'm working and I have a roof over my head, can't watch nothing on TV.
Well, I mean, those are considered luxuries. So,
yeah, I was about to say, you should be able to afford some of the simple luxuries in life too. It's not just having to be able to work. Like, you should be able to afford to take your family out to eat at least once a week.
I mean, but some people's lives aren't built for that. You know, you can't. I understand what you're saying. Like, we should be able to have
a life
outside of, but I also kind of feel like it's not our.
It's not our what?
It's not a.
It's not our what?
It's not our responsibility to make sure people have lives. Like, it's our.
It's not our responsibility to make sure people have jobs. But what I'm saying is if it is your responsibility to make sure someone has a job, then it is your responsibility to make sure they have a decent quality of life.
Yeah, I mean that's it, because the thing is, the quality of life, it depends on what you do with it too. Because you can give somebody $15 an hour and they still not have a quality of life because they don't know how to handle that. Like,
and what do you mean by that?
Like, I can make $100,000 a year and blow it because
if you're blowing it on luxuries, right?
On just, I mean, anything. That's the thing, is we can't tell somebody.
Like, weed enhances your quality of life. Like, for example, if I work all day and I can't afford a blunt.
But that's your choice of how you. But you're saying like basic needs like food and shelter. Yes, that's one thing. But we're not responsible for the things outside of the basic needs. Like, and
what do you mean by we? Because I'm not responsible for nothing.
Not we, just like people. I shouldn't say we, but like employers aren't responsible for making sure that people have things outside of their basic needs. I agree that we should have livable wages.
Well, I mean, the thing is, a livable wage does, also take into effect certain luxuries, small luxuries. I'm not saying that we should be able to make sure that people are taking cruises every year or some stuff like that. But I mean,
it's subjective though. Like everybody's
basic is different.
It's different, yeah. Like what's basic to me is, somebody might say basic to me, I need to make sure I have a roof and that I have some noodles. Now me, I'm like, I need more than 400 square feet and some noodles. Like, I just do.
I need to be able to watch Insecure and Power.
Exactly. So to you, that's
those are needs,
right? And that's why I say it's subjective. So you
can't.
I'm saying,
but that's what I'm saying. So my thing is, after working, if I work a full-time job, right, 40 hours a week, and all I did was was making enough to survive another 2 weeks until I get paid again, that's not going to work for me.
That's for you. That's not a quality of life.
That's not a quality of life for me to just be able to afford to work. That's all you really can afford to do is go to work. And then so you're selling your time. And this is the thing. We don't have to sell our time. And I think that's what happened in the pandemic was so many people realized that they don't have to sell their time anymore. If they're going to sell their time, they can do it on their own terms and make more money for their time.
Right.
Because see, that's all we do. Every day we wake up and we go to some company and we sell our time to them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't get enough of what you want. You don't get enough of what you need. You don't get enough of what you want. And the funny thing is, it's like we've been conditioned that way through the school system to wake up and give our mornings and early afternoons to somebody all our lives. So that way, when we get older, it's not that big of a shift when we want to just like go up, wake up, and then get a job. So we go from going to school to getting jobs. It's just like that whole transition, but you're still doing something from like first thing in the morning until mid to late evenings, right?
So let me ask you, and this is kind of on topic but off topic as well. I was reading something that said it doesn't make sense that we make kids pay for lunch. Like they have to go to school by law, and then we make them pay to eat even though they have to be there. Is that fair? What do you think about finding ways to incorporate free lunch into
I had free lunch.
I
had free lunch. That was the thing. Like when I was a kid, like, you know, kids, you had free lunch, you had reduced lunch, you had full lunch. I was lucky my parents were poor because I had free lunch.
But I'm saying everybody should have free lunch. Like, why do we make kids pay for lunch? We tell them you have to go. We tell them. We tell their parents.
But kids don't have to pay for lunch. I mean, if their parents don't have enough money to pay for their lunch, then they can get free lunch.
But what if they do? And they, like I always pay for lunch. And that's not to brag or anything. Like, but what if that became because like you said, what if that becomes something that's a luxury? Let
me tell you like this. I remember my 9th grade year in high school, I was so embarrassed to turn in my free lunch form that I didn't.
Wow.
And I had to pay $1.10 a day to eat lunch.
That was
my entire allowance.
And that was a challenge for you. And see, that's the thing. We are putting people in a position where they're being challenged.
I put myself in that position because I could have turned in the lunch form and had free lunch.
But like you said, that's a luxury.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the way that they have the program is if you qualify for free lunch, I mean, you qualify, and it's not hard to qualify for free lunch. So the thing is, it's like you have that option. It's not like we're saying everybody has to pay. And I'm sorry, but if you got a rich mom and a rich daddy, why not pay?
But also,
why should you get something for free when you don't need it?
So I was reading something about where there's like, I'll have to find the article, but it was some district that is, you know, like withholding or telling children they can't eat if they don't have money.
I think that's stupid.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, why are we forcing, if we're telling these children they have to come to school, we're telling these parents that, no, you can't keep your kid at home or you go to jail.
Well, that's if they don't homeschool.
No, I'm saying, but like if they...
Well, homeschool is an option now too, so you can't. It's not like it was in the '90s where you could go to jail for not sending your kid to school. All you have to do is show that they're having I think you have to prove adequacy in certain subjects, and that's it. You know what I mean? So it's not even that you have to go to school anymore. So you don't have to go to school.
I feel like no child should have to, if they go to school,
I agree.
Go to school and be hungry.
I agree with you on like if you're at school and if you're in that building, you should be able to eat. And the thing is, you shouldn't be able to withhold, like, for example, give them a lesser meal because they don't have money. Right. I totally agree with that. However, I also agree that if you have decent parents and they're sending you to school with money, then pay.
But the other thing you don't consider is, if I say my parents make this much money, but we have 6 kids in schools, or we have 6 kids, or we have, whatever you have.
Well, that's what you call child credit, and even if they are making, let's say your parents are making 6 figures, but they have 6 kids, they can still qualify for free lunch. See, the thing is, it's like I guess you're missing the point that you can have free lunch if you qualify for it.
Yeah,
and the thing is, even with high incomes, if you have a high amount of children, you should still qualify for free lunch.
I feel like everybody should get free lunch. I feel like there should, even if it's not.
I think everybody should be millionaires.
So when I was in high school, we had.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that logic.
So I'm just saying.
If a kid, I think it's unfair. For especially being that I'm paying for school lunches out of my pocket. I don't even have kids. I don't feel like I should pay taxes that go to the school system, but I do.
I absolutely feel like I should invest in the school system.
I don't have no kids.
I don't either, but at the same time,
I'm not paying for no brats lunch.
Wow, I don't feel that way.
Well, you need to play 2K, then you'll hate kids as much as I do.
I just don't hate kids. I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't.
I can't stand them. I barely like my nieces.
Oh no, I love my nephews. Like, nah.
My nieces are cool. I like them. I love them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they can be jerks.
Listen, I got a whole comment said about how terrible my nephews talk to me. However, they are like
that's your fault.
I mean, when I tell you
I trip a kid.
Listen, I can't help it though. I love them. They're so cute.
Oh, see, Aisha said school lunch is free for all students in her county.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't have to be a gourmet lunch. You know, we don't have to be serving them ribeyes and you know, creamed potato or whatever. But like, I feel like children shouldn't come to school and worry about, I don't have my $1 or whatever it costs to have lunch today. I don't have my $2 for lunch. Am I gonna eat?
Well, I remember my little sister. She ain't turning her free lunch, and she just charged hers, and she wasn't just charging anything. She was charging like 2 milks, a Fruitopia. I think at the end.
That's Sabrina.
Yeah, that was Sabrina. I think at the end of the year, one year, man, they had her like in like the student debt or whatever. It was like $100 and something. She went to school for like 2 months. It was like she had like a $200 bill or something. It was crazy. My mom was like, I'm not paying this.
Well, see, now I know a lot of I know my nephews at their school. They have like an account where their parents put, you know, they might put $20 a month in there or something like that.
Right.
And so they like to take their lunch, but sometimes they'll have school lunch, or if there's some, you know, back when we could have pizza day, apparently there's no pizza now, but you know that.
Oh yeah, I definitely won't miss some pizza day.
Yeah, pizza day.
I was trying to hustle up a second slice of pizza somehow.
Yeah.
That's why I love Joey. Joey didn't like his pizza, and he owed me because I gave him my Marvel Uncanny X-Men volume. I want to say it was volume 7.
Wow.
I had 2 of them, so I gave him one. He gave me his pizza for the rest of the year.
Wow, that's a hustle.
That man, look. Let me tell you something. I would play tunk on the school bus on pizza day to get to hustle up an extra for a second slice. Cause I was greedy, man.
But school lunch pizzas, I can still taste it, and I've been out of elementary school for a long time.
I'm dead serious. I want someone to. No, that's a business. If someone opened up a restaurant that sold school pizza, I would go there today.
Man, today.
So all of you entrepreneur Negroes out there, if you can get the space and you can get those pizzas, man, yo, you can clean up, make them bigger. You know what I'm saying? Make them a little bit bigger. Throw some French fries with it. I mean, even you know what? And some chocolate milk.
Some chocolate milk. Serve it with chocolate milk or the little juice cups, the little apple juice cups.
Huh?
The little apple juice cups.
Yeah, the little apple. Oh yeah, the apple juice. I like apple sauce though. I don't know what it was about that school apple sauce used to be banging.
Yeah.
But yeah. Someone needs to open up a place to just call it school pizza. School pizza. I'm about to do it. Forget it. I just need a loan. Any bankers out there that want to invest in this opportunity, you holler at me. But right now, I got some more music for y'all. Y'all keep it locked. Yo, and that was Breakdown by Mariah Carey. It is 8:42 past. It's 42 minutes. Well, 43 minutes past the hour on the first day of the month in November. It is already November.
How?
2021 ain't playing, yo.
Oh, how though?
Well, speaking of 2021, one of the first things that broke my heart in 2021 was DMX's passing.
Yeah.
And DMX alleged 15th child. 15, that's 1-5. That's how much we should be making an hour. DMX, his 15th child, is looking for money from the late rapper's estate. A woman claiming to be the child of the legendary late hip-hop artist DMX came forward in the rapper's estate battle, reportedly bringing the total of children he allegedly fathered to 15. This sounds like that Why Do Fools Fall in Love, but instead of it being wives, it's children.
Yeah.
I think they should make a movie about this, and they might do it. Like when we finally have kids, Ashley, they'll probably watch this movie about how DMX had 15 kids pop up after he died.
that's a lot of kids.
It is.
That's several. And it's a lot easier for men to have 15 kids, obviously, than a woman to have 15
Yeah, because
kids.
we can have 15 kids in 1 year.
Yeah, and not know about them.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I just found out it's saying that DMX's pullout game was weaker than Joe Biden's.
What you said, Joe Biden?
Yeah.
What? Did Joe Biden have a weak pullout game?
Yeah, you ain't heard about his plans to get the troops out of the pullout game. It's weak.
Yeah, that is weak.
Yes. Yeah. Joe Biden's pullout game is trash, y'all. And obviously DMX is too. Because I'll be damned if I want to be a millionaire rapper and I'm out here just slinging them out and having these babies come out. But I'm not judging. You know, if DMX was getting some ass. Obviously, DMX smashed 15 chicks. We know that much. At least.
Are they all from the same?
Mom?
Yeah.
No.
How many? Are they 15 different individual
mothers? They don't say how many moms there are.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's sad because like the thing that hurts me is that he has 3 sons. Let's see here. He has last week appointed DMX's 3 sons, Xavier, Tacoma, and Sean, as the administrators of the estate. All 3 of those are from his marriage to Shashera Simmons.
Okay.
And then he has a 5-year-old son from his fiancee Desiree Lindstrom. That son is Exodus. He's 5.
So that's the one who she's not there's no provisions for her in the like in the will or anything like that because
right.
They weren't married.
Exactly. So. And the estate is supposed to be pretty nice. It's a nice little stack of change for whoever gets it, but it's gonna split it like the lottery, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, DMX out here. That's why he made that song "What They Want." I'm gonna have to play that. I'm gonna have to play that now. You know what I'm saying? He was naming his kids. I ain't know that. I didn't know he was naming his kids. I thought he was naming women that he was dating.
Wow. So do you, man? That. What do you do with 15 kids?
You start a football team.
How do you?
You start a football team. You have 4 subs. Iron Man football. You know what I'm saying? You switch out the quarterback and the middle linebacker, and you still got 3 subs on the side. That's what you do with 15 kids.
That's. I think I would have a hard time being the 15th baby mama or the mother of the 15th child because it's like
being DMX's 15th baby mama was like being the 15th kid stabbed in that train in Tokyo.
Right, like
you ain't see this coming.
Right.
You ain't had time to run.
Well, right. and obviously, I think some people. I don't know. I can't speak for anybody's motive, but I do feel like there are some people out there who do things thinking that they will benefit from it somehow. So
basically what you're saying is that this woman may have been trying to come up off of having a baby by DMX. Is that what you're saying?
There are women out there who do try to secure the bag that way.
Wow. You heard it here first from an actual woman that there's actually trifling women out in the world.
Listen,
oh my God.
I don't deny that trifling women exist. I am not a trifling woman.
I didn't say you were. But it's nice to know that you acknowledge that they exist. Ooh, that's DMX right there.
They're right there.